Okay, so today we are going to hem this pair of pants. You can see I'm in flats. These are crazy long. Okay, so first, when you're going to hem a pair of pants, you need to be in the shoes that you are going to wear when you wear the pants. So in these, I'm going to wear flats, so these flip-flops are just fine. Plus, I'm hemming the pants a little bit above my ankle, so I really can't mess it up as far as length. So I'm going to need to get into the pants first. Pants on, they're good in the waist. As you can see, they are puddled on the floor. I have a few pins here. And I am going to, for the sake of this video, and I never do this, I'm going to say, put the pants on inside out. Let's flip them. It'll be easier to pin them this way. Pants are on, inside out. So I got one leg rolled up, and I'm going to try to do the same to the other leg so that you can see. I'm going to go down, pick it up a bit. You're going to need some pins to do this. Sticking the pin in and out. And sticking the pin in and out. Now, that's not bad. It's pretty even, okay? So now, I'm gonna take the pants off. This is why we did it inside out. It would have been harder to tuck all of this up inside and pin it evenly. So I have my pants laid out. You're gonna need some kind of measuring tool. This is turned up 6 1/4 inches. This is 6. This is 6. Let's see what this leg is. This is 5 1/2. Ooh. This is 6 1/4. This is 6 1/4. I'm gonna go 6 1/4 all the way around. So what I'm gonna do is take these pins out. I'm gonna turn it up in the front, 6 1/4. On the side, 6 1/4. Pin. I'm gonna go in the back, 6 1/4. And then on this side, 6 1/4. Okay. Do the same thing with the other leg. Now you could definitely cut this off. Like this kind of high water above the ankle thing is, I think, very on trend. I feel like at some point I might want these long again. So that's why I'm not cutting it. But if you were going to cut these, I would cut it and leave like maybe 2 inches, and then you turn it down 1 and 1. And you would also need a good pair of scissors for that. Not your scissors that you use for cutting paper and kids' crafts projects. You need one good pair of scissors for your fabric scissors, okay? So we got 6 1/4 all the way around. Now let's go over to the ironing board. So I'm gonna lay one leg out, and I'm gonna press the bottom. Pressing this is gonna give me a nice crease where I want that finished length. Okay, do the other leg. Okay, now because I'm not cutting this off and I want to keep all of this length. I am going to turn this down a little bit because I don't want all this up underneath my pants. I am going to hand sew around here. And so just to make it a little bit cleaner, easier to sew, I'm going to fold this down right into the crease. Yes. And then fold it up. All right, so now we're going to start our hand sewing. You need a sewing needle. You see there's a little hole in that. And some thread. Now, depending on what you're sewing, you're going to use single thread. Sometimes I double up the thread, but we only need one this time. So thread through the needle. I'm going to pull it out kind of long. And I'm going to tie a knot in the thread. So how I do it is I make a loop around my fingers. Okay, now I got this. It's a loop. And I'm going to tuck it in, tuck the end of it into the loop once, twice, and then I pull, and you should have a knot on the end. You see that? It's a knot. And then close to the knot. I'm going to start, I always start on the side seam just because I know I can go underneath here, bring it up, and it's not going to come through because of the knot. Depending on the type of fabric, you may have to go back. I'm just going to do it now. Although I think this one will hold. I'm going through just this flap here and through the edge of we're going to call it a cuff. I'm doing that so that I can tie a knot. Okay, so now I know it's not going anywhere. And I'm going to take my time. I'm doing a small prick on the main part of on the pants. This is the outside. This is what's going to be seen when I wear it, this stitch. So try to match your thread good. And then I'm going to go back in here. Doesn't really matter if it shows under here. But when I do this stitch, I want to get a very small piece. I'm basically like picking up the thread that's in the pants. And we come back in, and it can just be on the back side of that. You don't want to pull too tight. You don't want this. We don't want it to bunch. We want it to lay flat. So I make sure like I hold back here and I just pull. It's tight. It's not hanging and loopy, but it's not bunched up. And do that all the way around. Now I'm going about maybe a 1/2 inch in between. So this stitch is here on the pants. I'm going to go a 1/2 inch and come up on the back side of that flap. If it's a softer fabric, you may want to go closer together. Sometimes when you pull it through, you might get, like see, one thread is tight, one is not so tight. Then I just go and I just pull. And the good thing about this stitch is, if it does not look great the first time, it's very easy to take out and try again. Remember, it may take you some practice, But the slower you go, just take your time and try to make it very neat. It's not a race. The better it will look. If you brought these to me to hem, I might charge $20 with a needle and thread and an iron, which you should already have. You can save yourself 20 bucks. This is one of those things you just get a nice little pile of alterations. Sit down in front of the TV one Saturday afternoon and hem all of your pants. So to tie a knot, we go through once, put the needle through the loop, pull it tight, go through a second time, put the needle through the loop, and pull it tight. And then we clip the thread close to the knot, but don't cut the knot. That's it. Remove all your pins. 3. And you can barely see that stitch. But yeah, that looks good. Back to the ironing board for a little pressing action. And then we're going to try them on. All right. I think that looks good. Quick, easy. I think it was pretty easy. Let me know if this video helps you. And I will see you guys for your next sewing lesson.